Right, well, shares of Credit Suisse, along with European bank stocks, falling sharply this morning as jitters from the SVB collapse spread. Yahoo Finance's Ines Ferre is here at the Wi-Fi Interactive with a breakdown for us. Hey, Ines.
Hey, Rochelle, and I just want to show you what's happening with the sectors on the S&P 500 because, as you mentioned, financials really taking a hit today. And let's take a look at our banks chart so you can see a lot of these stocks that are underwater. You've got JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley that's underwater. But we want to point out Credit Suisse, as you have been mentioning, down 18% right now. And over the last 8 sessions, it has been down. I'm going to pull up a 7-day chart here. Now, investors had been concerned about Credit Suisse for some time. Also, they saw problems when it comes to the credit default swap. Those prices were spiking higher. So you heard rumblings over the last couple of days that the bank may be in trouble because that is a type of insurance on default. So when those prices go up, you know that there's trouble. So we saw today also the stock going lower. This is also after the Saudi National Bank said that it won't give the bank any more assistance. This is its top shareholder, by the way, saying no more funds for you. So this is creating problems with the entire banking sector right now. We're seeing pressure on banks overall. I also want to point out what's happening with the regional banks because we saw what happened with SVB, the collapse of SVB, and we saw the impact that it had on the regional banks over the last couple of sessions. And I want to point out one in particular, which is First Republic. We've been watching this bank like a hawk over the last several sessions. On Monday, the stock was down a record 62%. Then yesterday, it rebounded more than 30%. It closed higher, and now it's down. This is after S&P downgraded the bank, its credit rating on the bank. So you're seeing that's part of the reason why you're seeing pressure on First Republic. So look, very different situations when you talk about Credit Suisse, when you talk about SVB, very different banks. Credit Suisse much larger than SVB, different dynamics, different situations, different set of issues. But nonetheless, this is creating concern within the banking industry. Rochelle?
Certainly terrible timing, to say the least. We know that billionaire Ray Dalio, though, has some thoughts on what the collapse of SVB means for the world financial system. What did he say?
Yeah, that's right. He basically said that the SVB collapse shows that the cracks are widening in the global finance industry as a whole. He also said that the collapse of the bank will be followed by more problems before the contraction phase of the cycle runs its course. He wrote this in an open letter. Also, a similar tone was struck by BlackRock's CEO Larry Fink, basically saying that some banks may have to pull back lending in order to shore up their balance sheets, also saying that you're going to see stricter capital standards following SVB's collapse as well, Rochelle.